Right then folks, Greeno here, and where am I today on this gloriously sunny day? I am down in the millionaire's playground that is Sandbanks. Now, I haven't come here to go property shopping. There isn't a spare 6, 8, 10 million quid in Greeno's bank account, that's for sure. Why have I come here? Well, just behind here you will see Rick Stein Sandbanks. Rick has got a restaurant here in Sandbanks, presumably quite popular with the crowd that live on the island. Now, I've had mixed results going to Rick Stein venues before. I went to his fish and chip shop in Padstow and found it a bit underwhelming. I went to his pub just outside in St Merrin. That was okay, that wasn't too bad. I think I scored that about a 3.5 out of 5, so yeah, not bad. This place though, I've heard good things about. So, reason I've come here today, they have a new menu, a bar menu. So downstairs here is a bar. Upstairs is a restaurant that looks out over the harbour across the Brownsea Island. So I don't know what the views are going to be like inside, but it's a brand new bar menu. Literally just come out. So I'm going to go in and give that a try. Right, got to get across this road. There's a crossing just down there. I'm not going to try and launch myself over there. Those days are long gone. See you in there. Right then folks, in and seated. And I've got to say, I really like the setup of this restaurant. It's light and airy all around here. This is the ground floor level. And then if we went all the way around back up there, there's some stairs. And that takes you up into the upstairs seated restaurant area. That's the one with the views across the harbour. From here, I can just see the road. Not quite as pretty, but there we are. Now, that's it, they've got a new bar menu here, okay? And there's lots of interesting kind of options on here. Now, of course, Rick Stein, best known for fish, so there's a lot of fishy options here. And something that's really kind of caught my eye is there are some raw, small plates. Now, it's a lovely, hot, sunny day today, so things like sushi and ceviche and whatever kind of lend themselves to this kind of weather, don't they? So I think I'm going to go for some of those. Now, there's 4 options here on the menu. There's some Maki rolls. There's a ceviche of bass and prawns. What else have we got? Tuna tartare. And some sashimi. So if you add them all up, it's £40 if you order them all individually, but you can order all 4 to share for £29. I think that sounds a good deal. And a nice kind of variety of different things there. They've also got a bunch of like bowls and tacos and burgers and some other mains like fish and chips. I've got Mrs. Greeno with me here, and she fancies a chicken and prawn pad thai. So we get one of those to go with it too. Been brought over some water in a beautiful looking jug. Do you think you can get this in your handbag? I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't do that. So, I'm going to get my order in, drink some water, and we'll come back when the food arrives. Okay, I'm sticking on the tap water, but Mrs. Greeno has gone for a Sandbanks cocktail, the fizzy melon. We've got some Glenmorangie whiskey, melon liqueur, lemon juice, and a Mexican lime soda. Nice and light and refreshing for a hot summer's day, except it's not summer yet. How is it, dear?
Yeah, really tasty.
Really tasty. A very brief review. Right then folks, a veritable feast has been placed on our table here. So, what have we got here? We'll start over here. We have the ceviche. So this is with bass and prawns. It's going to be cured in some lime juice, and there's chilli and stuff in there. That looks really appealing. A bit of charred lime on the side too. Moving on to the next place, we have the tuna tartare. You can see plenty of soy sauce in there. Again, chili, tomato, all that good stuff. Bit of avocado in there too. We'll head over to the Maki rolls. I've gone for the salmon and avocado ones. Nice little dusting there of the black and regular sesame seeds and some pickled ginger on the side. Next, we have the sashimi. We have some scallop. We have salmon. We have bass, we have tuna, and all little accompaniments there too. And last but by no means least, a chicken and prawn pad thai here. Now this is what I'm going to try first, because Mrs. Greeno's keen to tuck into some of this. So it's a hot dish, I'll try it first. She can be eating that while she's filming me try the rest. Let's get a napkin there, because I'm probably going to get in a mess. I got chopsticks in my hand. We're going to start with the pad thai. So we have chicken and prawn, and these are good looking prawns in here. Look at those great big juicy king prawns. That looks really good. Very meaty, very sweet. Absolutely delicious. A bit of chilli bite there as well. The noodles here, you can see, look nicely cooked. Rice noodles, flecks of chilli in there and other bits and bobs, and crushed peanut. And a nice whack of chilli, nice whack of lime in there too. We've got whole peanuts in here too, which undoubtedly I'll struggle to pick up, he says, as he manages to pick one up. Amazing stuff. It's a really nicely cooked dish though. Really good flavours in there. Nice strong chilli, nice strong lime. Noodles are cooked well. I've not come across the chicken yet. Oh, there's a little bit there, just some shredded chicken in there. That is a very nice dish. That is £19 mine, so it's a bit punchy, I think, for a little bowl of noodles. But it's blooming good. Okay, I'm going to try and rattle through these, because obviously we've got 5 different dishes here. Otherwise it'll be too long a video. We're on to the Maki rolls here. Salmon and avocado inside there. Nice sushi rice. Seaweed round the outside. Soy sauce to dip in, and pickled ginger on the side. They're quite lumpy ones, aren't they? Again, there's a little bit of citrus in there. It brings the flavours alive a little bit. Oops. Greeno, come on, be careful. And cutlery saying to me, please use me. Stop using these chopsticks, you're making yourself look stupid. Dip that into the soy a little. A little salty flavour there as well. And that helps too. Citrus, saltiness, a little bit of sweetness there. That is really tasty actually, and the rice is cooked beautifully. Let's try a little bit of this pickled ginger that's on the side. This should be fiery, but without being crazy. And it is. Just another intense flavour though, bringing the whole dish to life. That is much better than the one I had at Gordon Ramsay's Lucky Cat, that's for sure. Tasty. Plate number 3 now. We have the ceviche here. So this is sea bass and prawn ceviche. So they're raw, and then they're cured using lime juice and various other seasonings and whatever. There's chili in here. There'll probably be some coriander or something like that. And of course, this is like a Latin American dish, isn't it? I believe it's actually the national dish of Peru, but they eat it all across the region. Nice texture to it. Very kind of lightly cured, so you can almost taste the rawness still in there. The lime is a very dominant flavour, but you've also got the chilli in there. And like I said, those other seasonings. That's really good. Let's try the prawn. You can see here, like almost like a whole piece of prawn there. And of course, if this is done with fresh ingredients, you're perfectly fine to eat it raw, you know, not a problem. And you'd have to think in Rick Stein's place, they're going to be using quality ingredients, aren't they? And fresh ingredients. Oh, yeah, though. Again, punchy, but complementary flavours. But you can still taste that freshness from the fish and from the prawn. Get a little bit more lime here, squeezed over the top. As you can see, this has been like burnt, this lime a little bit. Let's see if that adds anything more to the party. Yeah, just intensifies that lime flavour a bit. You know what? That's really nice. Little bits of red onion in there as well, for a bit of sharpness, a bit of sweetness. It's a well-constructed dish. Dish number 4. We're on to the tuna tartare here. So we've got lovely diced up bits of tuna here. There's avocado in there, there's tomato. And I believe there's cayenne pepper in there as well, and plenty of soy sauce. So again, you're going to expect some good, strong flavours in there. Let's see how this tuna is. Oh, wow. Diced quite small into sort of maybe ½ centimetre kind of dice. Large enough to still have a nice chew to it, a nice bite. But again, it's the marinade, it's the seasoning here that really brings everything to life. Not as punchy perhaps as some of the other flavours because the chili's not as strong. There's a nice bit of cayenne in there. The soy sauce brings a really nice kind of umami saltiness. And then you get a creamy little bit of avocado. God. Again, very different flavour profile to everything else because you've got that much more soy in there. But it is delicious. Do you know what, Rick? You're impressing me here, mate. You are impressing me. This is definitely better than your fish and chip shop in Padstow, let me tell you. I like this new menu so far. Okay then guys, the last plate here. We have our sashimi plate. So what have we got on here? Scallop. We have salmon, bass, more tuna. Then we got the accompaniments here. We got Japanese radish here. We got the pickled ginger again, and some wasabi. I like a bit of wasabi. Really punches things up, doesn't it? And we've got some more soy sauce. We're getting through some soy sauce today, aren't we? So where am I going to start? Do you know what? I'm going to start with the scallop. We haven't had any scallop yet, and I've had something of everything else. Again, beautiful looking, lovely creamy white there. I think I'm just going to dip that into the soy and just have it as it is first. That's beautiful. There's almost no bite to it at all. Like eating a really soft cheese. But it's such a delicate, beautiful flavour. And then that soy again brings that salty umami. Lovely. What are we going to go with next? A little bit of wasabi and some salmon maybe. Let's try that as a combination. Here we go. God, that wasabi's punchy. Yeah, and the texture of the salmon's nice. It's cut a little bit thicker here. Oh, it's a really fierce horseradish though. But not in a bad way. That is really rather pleasant. What else can we go with? Some sea bass here. And we'll get some of that with maybe some of the pickled ginger, shall we? That's the great thing about this plate. There's loads of different flavour combinations you can make. And there we go, dip that into the soy again. So again, the ginger, not quite as fierce as some ginger, because it's been pickled. So that tempers the flavour down a little bit. But it's crunchy. And then you've got the soft flesh of the sea bass. A little bit of salt again. I mean, it's just good. Tuna and the Japanese radish. Maybe I'll just have that as it is without the soy. That's got an interesting flavour. It's almost floral in a way, which is really interesting. Oh yeah. We're going to go in for a bit more of this tuna. And we're going to dip it into the soy. And then I will use this fork just to get a little bit of that wasabi on there. There we go. Yum, yum. That's lovely. Again, the meaty tuna. That fierce spiciness. And then that salty hit from the soy. So many great combinations. So many great combinations. This is really good. You know what, Rick, I said it before, and I'm saying it again. This is impressing me. Right then, folks, that's all 5 plates tried. As you can see, 4 of them are near me. The pad thai is over near Mrs. Greeno. She's tucking into that. So we're going to try a bit more of this, finish up, get the bill and we'll pop outside into the sunshine and talk about it. But yeah, I wish all your places were like this, Rick, because this is good. Right then, folks, I've come outside of Rick Stein's now and I've walked no more than 100 yards down the road to this beautiful location. Look at this, you can see out all across Poole Harbour here with all the boats, and over to this side beyond the yacht club you've got Brownsea Island. Isn't it glorious? This is why people pay the big bucks to live here, I guess. So, Rick Stein, do you know what? I was impressed with that today. Let's run through it. We had the pad thai. Now, that was £19, and I'm going to say that's a little bit punchy, simply because I don't think there was enough protein in there. There were only 3 of those king prawns, some shredded chicken, but not lots of it. But the flavours were bang on. Beautiful lime citrus flavour, peanuts, a little bit of crunch, a little bit of taste, chilli. It worked. It really did work. Could just have done with a couple more prawns and a bit more chicken in there, I think, to justify that price tag. Let's move on to the raw plates. I can't believe Rick Stein served me raw fish, even though I ordered raw fish, obviously. Let's run through the dishes that I had. The Maki rolls. Pretty good for Maki rolls. Definitely better than the ones I had at Lucky Cat with Gordon Ramsay recently. If I'm going to sort of grade them in order, that's probably my least favourite, but still good. Still good. Third place, probably the tuna tartare. Really nice chunks of tuna fish. It's a meaty fish, isn't it? So it, you know, gives you that texture and it can take bold flavours. Lots of soy sauce, some cayenne in there. It just takes it. And it was tasty. It was tasty. Second place is probably the ceviche, I would say. Lovely sea bass and prawns, cured lightly, but really nicely. So it still had that kind of raw fish texture, but you had the lime, again, a bit of chilli in there. Yeah, really, really tasty that was. Nice and light, good on a day like today. Star of the show though, that sashimi plate with the scallop, the salmon, the sea bass, the tuna, the wasabi, the pickled ginger, the Japanese radish. I mean, soy sauce to dip it all in as well. Beautiful. So many different little combinations you can make with those ingredients. Each mouthful slightly different to the last, and all really good. When you're doing this food like this, it's the quality of the ingredients that stands out because there's not much cookery involved. And they were great, they really were. Let's talk about the bill. So in total, I have paid £64.68, okay? The melon drink that Mrs. Greeno loved was £9.50. The pad thai £19. And if I'd ordered those 4 dishes individually, that would have been £40. But to order them as a package, you get £11 off, £29. I think that's very fair for the quality and quantity of the good fish and the good prawns and all that sort of stuff in there. Good value, good value. So in total, £64.68. That includes a service charge of £7.18. The service was decent, if unremarkable, let's put it that way. Nothing really to moan about, but nothing to kind of wow me. I paid the service charge anyway, it's fine. So, Rick, let's come up with a score, shall we, mate? I reckon we are going to give you 4.5 out of 5 today. 4.5 out of 5. The sun's shining, I'm in a good mood, and my lunch was delicious. Rick, we're back on track. You're back in Greeno's good books. You've got Greeno's green light. Come on, Rick. Love it. Okay, folks, that's going to be it from me for today from beautiful Sandbanks. We're not going house hunting. It's just spent all my money on lunch. Can't afford a place down here, that's for sure. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, looking at Rick Stein here in Sandbanks, down in Dorset, don't forget, click a thumbs up on there for me. It does help the channel. And if you're new around here and you've enjoyed this video, take a little look around the vault. Hopefully there'll be other things that you enjoy. And if you do, click the subscribe button, ding your bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Right, where to now? Well, I'm not going to step backwards because I'm going to fall in the sea if I do. So one of these directions probably. I'll see you next time, folks.